windy out here today. It's very windy.
Yo,
Hey,
what's up?
what's going on?
Chilling?
It's a windy day out here today. I was hoping I'd be able to do it today because we got a little storm.
Oh yeah, y'all in for a storm?
Yeah, I think so. I
Man,
didn't
my plane
forecast,
was
but
able to get out of there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last
not to
time,
have no delays or nothing.
last time we were there, we got stuck at the airport for 3 hours on the
Oh
plane.
wow.
And
Yeah,
they,
I think I think some of my people coming here got in that issue coming.
oh, got you.
They ran into that issue coming. So how was everything?
Everything's great. Everything's great. Made it back to New Orleans, and want to thank you again for having us at Strong Arm, and introducing us and me, 88, and LA's mom, Elise, to those wonderful people over there. It was great time, great energy, and just all around good vibes to see
Yeah.
creatives, joining forces and connecting and creating relationships with DJs. Thanks to the core DJs for having us as well, Tony Neal, my brother, and thank you to you, Destiny Music Group, because I
Okay.
know
Well,
88 and I definitely enjoyed ourselves.
yeah. Yeah. He left. I guess he got on the road. He drove, I think. He was driving.
Yeah. They was on the road. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it was cracking.
Yeah. So I enjoyed the session that you had at the studio,
It's
with your
fun
crew.
stuff, right?
Yeah, it was raw. I like that. It was really dope. It was really dope. I
Thank
like that
you.
whole group, and it was a great experience and everything. So, tell me a little bit about the group. Tell me a little bit about your group.
Okay, so the name is Vale ULB, and as you see, as you saw for yourself, we do a mix of music in English and Spanish of all different styles, pop, R&B, but still with like Latin flavors and Afro-Cuban instruments. Um, One of our band members, our percussionist, Ayer Alonso, he is Cuban, and his family is a drum family from Africa, like straight from Africa, who ended up in Cuba. And, he does the tambors and plays in like the tribal stuff as well. And it's funny because we actually saw each other in New Orleans years before we got into the band together, because he was playing with somebody that we're both close to, who's a legendary musician, Bill Summers. Anya was playing with him, and I was playing with Donald Harrison, who's also a legendary musician who mentored Biggie Smalls and myself and many others, Christian Scott and Trombone Shorty. So that's Anya there, and we end up being in the band together after me playing with his cousin in Peru. Like it's crazy how all the connections ended up manifesting into this. And then our guitarist, his name is Freaky. He is Cuban as well, and his father is the guitarist in Buena Vista Social Club. So, really popular Cuban band that has a lot of hits, and they're global. They're from Cuba, but they have global hits. Emiliano Torres, our trumpet player, and MD. What'd you say?
See that? You see this wind blowing?
Yeah, I see it.
Hold on one
Okay.
second.
Meanwhile, what's up, everybody? I see y'all waving and saying, hey, thank y'all for joining.
Thanks everybody for joining.
Look like you're in a Beyonce video, Steph.
Blowing in the wind.
Yeah, you're in the Beyonce video.
You said a Beyonce video. Oh my God.
So,
I got to get out.
oh, yeah, you better hold on tight.
I think we must have been having a hurricane.
Yeah, it's like you got your Beyonce fan going.
I think we was having a hurricane.
That's so funny.
God.
So,
I had to get out there. The wind was gonna blow me away. I'm
that's what I was
sorry.
saying. You better hold on tight.
I'm here.
So,
Hold on.
okay, you ready?
Yeah, let me get myself together right quick.
Okay.
I apologize for that, but I can't predict the weather. I guess that's the whole experience of having the interview on live
Right.
on the beach. And I think it's getting close to hurricane season too,
Right.
so
Yeah, it is.
it's gonna be a few little storms and stuff.
Right.
So I gotta make it work. But that's what makes it interesting, right?
Definitely. Definitely. So
Okay, hold
so
on.
yeah, our trumpet player and MD for the live shows. He his name is Emiliano Torres, and he um also tours with Ricky Martin and Mark Anthony. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's a
I'm listening. I'm here. I'm inside. Okay, everybody. I don't know if it's me or him. One of us got a bad connection. Y'all see me? Hey, 88. Can y'all see me? I'm trying to get Deezle to join back in. Give us a minute. Okay, everybody. I was in the storm. His phone got hot. But we're going to wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is.
Yeah, there we
We
go.
just we just had all kinds of
Right.
dilemmas.
I need some of that wind over here to cool his phone off.
Yours is hot and mine is cool.
Right. So
I was about to blow away in the storm.
right. My phone about to fry up.
Okay, but we here, we're gonna make it
Cool, there
happen.
we go.
I'm inside.
So so yeah, I was saying Emiliano, he tours with Ricky Martin and with Mark Anthony. So, you know, we got a lot of different flavors. And then our lead singer, Val Vargas, she's
Hmm.
her father's a really well-known Colombian trumpet player, and
Yeah.
she grew up in Peru and Colombia. So it's like, you know, a mix of just all kind of, you know, Latin cultures, African cultures, and then, you know, me being from New Orleans and mixing that in there. You know, you throw the Zatarans in the gumbo, and we off to the
Got a
races.
little bit of that Creole going on.
Yeah. So it's a dope blend of cultures, of styles, of vibes, and you know we do what we feel like doing musically. You know,
Yes,
we're just being creative. As you saw, like some of that stuff you wouldn't think is supposed to go together, but
exactly.
it goes
But
well.
creativity, you make it
Right.
work.
Yeah, it
And
definitely
and
blends well.
yeah, that's why I was thinking, when we went to this with Flo Rida, I know some of the stuff I was listening to, I just kind of felt that Flo Rida feel a little bit too,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because he definitely he definitely could kill a verse or two on, you know, on a lot of our stuff. Like he would knock that out the park.
Hmm. I think so too. I really, as soon as you played it, I felt that. I felt that it was just ironic that, I mean, you thought he would be a great fit, and I said what I said, you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
And when we got there, it was a great little mixer that was going on in there. It was a nice vibe. Nice vibe.
What a super dope vibe. I'm telling you, we really enjoyed ourselves. Me, 88, Elise, and Shy Tech. We really enjoyed ourselves, and you know, we were talking about it after, like how much fun it was, and how glad we were that we went to, you know, to kick it with y'all. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, a little bit more about the band. We have been together for a little over 3 years now,
Mhm.
and we have made some transformations, and you know, went through a few people, tried a few people, you know, let a few people go, and we got our core group now, and it's really working, and we, you know, got a lot of good synergy going. As a matter of fact, I'm the next time we in town together, LA is gonna jump on the record, LA Love, because like, you know, she can rap on whatever, you know,
Yeah.
she got skills. So,
Yeah.
and if anybody
Definitely.
heard her new mixtape hosted by DJ Tony Neal,
Yeah.
Ready to Live, you got to check that out. And you
Okay.
know, but
Yeah.
she can rap on any of the stuff that we do, no matter which the vibe it is,
Yeah.
because she's skillful like that
The
with it.
stuff you and 88 did for her was amazing. I was impressed.
You know what?
Very.
It's been the same kind of thing. Like we just you know, do the vibes, man, and you know, and she feel what she feel on it, and then she do her thing. But we not, you know, particularly trying to stick to like a sub genre of a genre. You know, like
Yeah.
we doing what feels good, and what
What
feels good to us,
feels good.
you know?
Yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel when I hear it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's just kind of doing what feels good to them.
Yeah.
And I got my audience, most of my audience, and the people that follow me and listen and tuning in. A lot of my artists, of course, a lot of my artists, R&B, hip hop, pop artists. A lot of them are very tuning in because, of course, they are very impressed by the fact that you work with Lil Wayne, and we definitely want to let them, of course, they tuning in. They are excited about that part of it too.
That's dope. Yeah. So that was a very important part of my career and my trajectory because, I learned so much. I spent a lot of time on the road, like years on the road on the tour bus, which I absolutely love. I love being on the bus. And those experiences made me appreciate who he is as an artist because, like I was saying, same thing with LA. Like, she could rap on anything, and she gonna kill it. Same thing with Wayne. I mean, you notice how many different types of songs he does, and
Yeah,
like he'll get on you
that
give
is,
him a beat. It may not be what you would expect him to be on, but he'll jump on it and kill it. He'd do his best, and
very
that's
versatile.
and that's how we got a lot of those songs that are hip hop classics to this day because most rappers would be like, oh yeah, what is that? I don't, that's not my kind of beats or whatever. But, that's why when we were in the room the other day, I was like, at the mixer, I was like, where the rappers at? Come on, man. Where the rappers at? We playing beats.
Make them come right on
Right.
out. They listen to
Come
the
on.
beat.
Come
Like,
on.
let's do some
Yeah, let's
freestyle.
get the cipher going. Come on. So,
Yeah.
and the guy,
Show your
yeah,
creativity.
and the little blind guy, man,
Yeah. I forgot. Did you get his name?
I
I
got his
forgot.
name and I got his Instagram, but it was so many people's information that, we traded information and stuff. So I can't find him, but I'm pretty sure I remember who he was with because they
Yeah.
wrote me a message. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I'm excited to see where his career goes and stuff like that. But just like as far as the Wayne stuff is concerned, my career was directly affected and taken to the pinnacle, the top, because of
Yeah.
those songs and those relationships. And I'm grateful for all of those experiences, because without that, it probably would have been very different for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Some things are just a blessing.
right, having a #1 song in the world ain't too bad.
And that was
Lollipop.
Lollipop.
Yeah. Lollipop.
Lollipop.
Yep. And then like
Okay,
Mrs.
that's
Officer, I hear
cool.
Mrs. Officer at least twice a week still. At least.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
I play it. Even if it ain't on the radio, I just put
Right.
it on. It's
I hear
one of my
passing by in
favorites.
people's cars.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. And listening to your production and when we were together, all of us were in that room having that mix. Well, we made our own little mixer
Right.
that day. Oh my God, just listening to your how versatile you were. It just went from one extreme to the next.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you. Thank
like
you.
you could do production for absolutely anybody.
You know
That was amazing to me. That was very amazing to me.
that I gotta give that to my background because I started out as an alto saxophone player playing classical and stuff in the band and in the symphonies in school and stuff, the orchestral band, I should say, and the symphonic bands. So I did that for a while, which was, I love the foundation that it gave me because, that's where you get a lot of your technique from and
Learning
just technical
different instruments.
Well, yeah, that, but and technical ability, and
Okay.
then I ended up playing jazz in high school, um, because
Which is very popular where you're from.
yeah, exactly. So, and I was also in a brass band, which is very popular where we're from,
Yes.
and I took that into playing gospel and playing in church and
Mm-hmm.
singing in church and co-producing gospel records and engineering first under, gospel producers and rock producers and country producers who all came to the studio that I was interning at to work out of. So there was no excuse to not know how to make whatever was brought to us great, because
Mm-hmm.
that was the job. It was to make whatever kind of music sound great. Even
Yes.
I remember one time I had to record some old lady saying the rosary. It sounded good.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, So I mean, it went as far as that. Like from that to heavy metal to punk to jazz to rap to hip hop to brass bands to
Whatever you put your mind to,
yeah,
you can
yeah.
do
Because
it. You got the ears.
I'm
You got the
grateful for
ear
that.
for it.
I'm grateful for that too. I really am. But yeah. So I thank you for noticing that. Like there's the possibility of any kind of music to come from us. And
Yes.
that's an important fact because 88 has the same kind of experience where the go-go, the jazz, the smooth jazz, the pop music, the hip hop music, the rap music. Like it's a blessing to be able to be so versatile.
Okay. And one thing I want to ask too, just for the artists, giving them a little bit of advice, because I know they're tuning in. I see
Right.
them coming through. And just giving them a little bit of advice, as far as the music. It gets a little tough sometimes
Yeah.
for them. And, not knowing, okay, is it the production? Or is it the marketing? Is it the feature? Is it like, do I need to get signed? Should I stay independent?
Okay. So those are a lot of questions with varying answers because
But those are the questions.
yeah, those are the questions. Well, is it the production? That will take you a long way when you got proper production because the science of it is you got to move the air to move the people, right? And if your music, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking geek talk, tech talk right now, if your music don't have sound pressure level SPLs, people probably won't be moved by it because you got to move the
Right.
air to move the people. And when the air is moving, you saw how you were in the wind, like you was all over the place. So when it's organized, they call that music. But
You're funny.
it's the
You
truth,
always
though.
got jokes.
It's the
You
truth.
should have been a comedian too.
Hey, I'm working on it. Give me a couple of scripts. But yeah. So like with production, when you feel it when it's heavy and it's thick and it's what's up, y'all? I see a lot of y'all waving, and it's going by fast. But what's up?
Hey,
What's up? What's up? Thank y'all for
everybody.
joining. Appreciate y'all. My fam all the way in Peru and Colombia and Mexico. I huevo cabrones. So so yeah, the production is so important because that's your vehicle to get where you're going
Yeah.
as an artist, rapper, singer, poet, whatever. That's
Mm-hmm.
your vehicle to take you where you're going. And then once you have that, you know, remember first, melody is king. So even as rappers, if you don't have strong melodic things, and it
Yeah.
don't have to be singing, but rap still has melody. It still has certain pitches to it that you remember, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what people are gonna remember, your melody, and then they'll
Yes.
pay attention to your words. You know, your
Mm-hmm.
words will be secondary, but
Yeah.
if you got good
I
production,
agree. I think it's the music first, and then
yeah,
it's the lyrics and
and
everything. Because
that's
the
what I'm about
music
to say.
gotta
If you
catch you.
got good
The
production,
music grab 'em.
exactly, you got good production, then people will take the time to listen to what you got to say, you know? So that was one question. Oh, is it the marketing? It's that too, because
Yes.
so many people don't realize that it takes a lot of effort, and it's worth it, you know, with success it's worth it, but it takes a lot of effort to push yourself out there, to be the artist, um, to, you know, do your shows or book your gigs, whatever. Um, but like when I was, you know, back when I was rapping, like 15, 20 years ago, I did the
Okay.
same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was selling my CDs. I was setting up my gigs. I was hiring the sound man because I was able to, because I was selling my product. You know, I know today is not a CD market because that technology is almost obsolete. But the you know, the fact of the matter is, if nobody knows about you, nobody knows about you. You
Exactly.
got to market
So you
yourself.
got to get out there.
Yeah, you got to get out there,
You got
and you want to have a
to
good
get out
product.
there.
And you know, the first thing I would say to people who really are serious about having a career as an artist, there's ways to make money and ways to make money with music, even if it's a little bit at first. There are ways, and you got to find those ways that work for you, because
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't afford to buy beats. That's why I started producing, because
Yeah.
I was like, I got to be able to pay for these beats. But I was musically inclined and I played instruments, so I bought a drum machine.
You learn.
Yeah, I bought a drum machine and I learned how to make my beats because I knew what I wanted to rap over, and people weren't making, like, in my city, there was a certain music culture that was going on that was like, I had the CDs, I bought them and listened to them. But as far as what I wanted to do, I wanted a different feel on my music. And even the guys who, you know, were doing all the hit records that were coming out of here back then, I couldn't afford to buy beats from them. You know,
Yeah.
the number was too high. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
'Cause
told
back
my homeboys
then.
that I was in the singing group with, I was like, bro, I was like, for what we gonna pay for one beat, I could buy the machines and make the music for us. And you know, it took some time to develop myself and get seasoned. But we're here now.
How long did it take?
It took me, before I was able to sell my first beat, it took me about 3 years.
Oh,
That wasn't that
that
long.
wasn't that long. No,
And I had
that
two
was
other
that was
jobs,
pretty quick.
and in the meantime,
You had
I
what?
said I had two other jobs in the meantime.
Well,
So
that's a good advice to give them too. Don't quit your day job
right,
right away.
right. Make sure you
That was
surviving.
some good advice.
Yeah, you gonna need to eat. Them sandwiches ain't free.
No, because they'll give up the job, lay around the house, get up in the studio and produce all day long. And oh Lord, that's just a
Well,
disaster.
yeah,
But I'm glad you said that.
right. You gotta have your things. So I was watching what's the brothers Earn Your Leisure.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching one of their podcasts, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, man, I can't remember the brother's name, the taller one with the bald head. He made a good point. He said that you can take your main thing and turn that into 3 or 4 different things to make money from, or ways to earn income
Mhm.
within your realm of things. Like, you don't have to go all the way outside of it. Like, you know, when I was doing, first starting out as a producer, I was doing roofing and
Right. Mm.
working in the mall, and roofing was not fun.
I can imagine. Dangerous too.
Yeah, I almost died. I almost fell, and it would have been a 25-foot fall. I could have at least
Oh,
broken my leg.
Jesus.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, um, but those things, roofing and working in the mall, they were vehicles to give me some income. But while I was going toward my goals, I was able to, you know, have some bread, buy some equipment. You know, I didn't eat lunch a lot of days because I was like, every, you know, $10 or $20 that I spend, that could be money toward my equipment. So I ate real light, or I ate at
Sacrifice.
home, you know?
Sacrifice.
Yeah. So, but then when I was able to, I made even my hustles, I made them centered around music or the creation of music or somehow. So I got an internship at a studio and became an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the environment that I needed to be in, not only to make money at something to do with music, but also to be in the room with people who did it at a way better, way higher level than I did. So I was getting paid to learn, and that was
Yeah.
how I switched that around. So, you know, I would do the I would be the sound man at like the festivals and stuff. I would carry cables and carry equipment and, you know, do whatever I had to do to be in that environment. But it still
Mm-hmm.
also allowed me to have some income and be
While
in.
you pursue your dream.
Exactly, while I'm figuring out how to produce, you know, and
Yeah.
how to really do it. But I'm also sitting in the room with people who's selling millions of records,
Oh,
you know,
well, inspiration though.
and
That's
that too.
inspiring.
Yeah, that too, to be around.
Determined, inspired. Yeah, I think so. Like when I'm around people that are doing great and doing good, it inspires me.
Right.
Some people get jealous, but some people get inspired.
Yeah, you know what? I don't give too much energy to that, because that I've learned that that's gonna be a lot of places. What's up, Ika? What's up, Corey? Um, so I, I focus on the good stuff, you know.
But yeah, me too. I'm a positive thinker. I focus on the positive things, and I always know that just keep going. Whatever's for you is gonna be for you.
Right,
If it's for you, it's for you. And what's for him may not be for you.
right,
That's his timing, but my timing may be later. But I'm
right.
gonna get it.
Yep.
But another question: What about the features?
Which features on our
Like
on the
the
band's records,
the
or
artists want to know like what helps their helps their music. Well, you basically told them with the music, the
uh
beats and everything, but they all so big on this feature thing, like getting a feature, like they really think that that's a big help too and a big
well,
push.
it can be, you know, but a lot
Hmm.
of times, what up, eight? A lot of times you gotta realize that. I mean, it's different now because so many artists are independent, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then a lot of artists, they look independent, but they're not. Like they'll have an independent look, but somebody's, you know, feeding that engine,
Right.
and you know,
Right.
so
Yes.
but like as far as features are concerned, it's easier to utilize today because like clearances aren't as hard. Like I've been working with some big artists, and somebody come through and pay 70, 80 racks for a feature, and then still can't use the record because the record label won't clear it.
Right.
That's what you gonna do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's
What
not
you
on the
gonna do?
artist. If the artist cleared it and the record label won't clear it, then you know it is what it is, man. And that that kind of stuff used to happen sometimes, but nowadays it's like features definitely help, but that goes back down to your marketing, because even if you have that feature, people still have to know about it.
Yes,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. It's the marketing. You got to get out there no matter what.
Right.
You can give them the dopest beat. They can get the biggest feature, but at the end of the day, the marketing is very important, and they have to spend the money for the marketing. Like that ain't free unless you just master social media some kind of way.
Right.
You mastered it. Some people,
Exactly.
it's a very small percentage of people that know how to really master that social
Right.
media like that.
You're
But if you
absolutely right.
don't have that master, you got to pay somebody to do it for you.
Right.
And that's where me, PR, I do the public relations, and I help with the marketing, the promotion, and the branding. And, I try to make them understand that I don't have a problem with them understanding it. It's more of them being able to afford it
Yeah,
a
well,
lot of times.
and that's another thing. Like, all these services cost money because they
That's
really are a
right.
service. Like, music ain't free. You know, music is not
Yeah.
free. And music, it took whoever's good at what they do, they spend some time not making money to be great at what they do, and that has value,
Yeah.
because a lot of people think that because as producers we can do something really fast, that it don't have a significant value on it, and that's not the truth. I could make a record in under 30 minutes, like
Mm-hmm.
melodies, you know, excuse me, melody, chorus idea, beat, all that stuff, because I spent decades doing it.
Yeah.
So now I can do it quick. Whereas before,
Yeah.
it took some time for me to realize, what I needed to be happening, and the difference between certain sounds and certain equipment that made life easier for me. But yes, it's these are all services like that. If you spend your money with the right people, you're gonna get what you pay for, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
worth it, because a person who does PR like yourself, there's a lot of people that say they do PR,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there's also a lot of people that aren't able to deliver what they promise,
Exactly.
and that
One thing about the PR, it's so many entities to that. A lot of times, PR specialize in certain things, and artists should probably ask.
yeah,
Sometimes they can specialize in certain things that others may not. Some may be good at the marketing and the social
right,
media. That's one of their, biggest strategies, and some is building relationships, taking you in the doors.
right,
You know,
yeah,
yeah,
and you can only know that by developing and having those relationships,
exactly.
because like you
And
said,
and me as a publicist, I've done it so long, so I've just, pretty much cover all angles. But I do have other major publicists on my left and my right.
right,
If it's something I don't know or I can't do, I go to them.
right,
You know, and they work with me. We work together. I had her on my last show. One of them on my last show.
okay, nice.
Yeah, and she's with Good Music and Rock Nation,
Oh,
and
that's dope.
different people. Yeah, so we all work close together and help each other with
Yeah,
the
and
project.
you need those relationships too, because, like, so I got producer friends, right? Like, and 88 and I both, we have producer friends that we'll call and go, oh, hey, bro, you really specialize in this thing. Like, you're great at what you do, but this one thing that you just spent a lot of time on. Can you do this for us? So, like,
Sorry.
it's trapping it out over there.
Hi, hold on. I got some fans.
Oh, okay.
Look, biggest fans, you heard?
Hi.
Y'all ain't know she's really that. She's very Jersey, you heard? Jersey. That's your husband?
No.
Why you blushing then?
Okay,
Why
yeah.
you
Funny. What up, Tiana?
I'm assuming they're artists.
Probably.
I think they're entertainers too, yeah.
I would
Okay.
assume that. So yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying. Just the resources of having people who have other resources and other skill sets within your realm. So like there's a homie who played on a record for me in '88. His name is Jay Hot, right? Jay
Yes.
Hot. And shout out to Marco too. Jay Hot is a really talented producer, but he also really does the talk box. And I don't play talk box, and you know, 8 don't really play talk box either. Like, we could take the time to learn it, or we could call a friend and say, hey, Tiana, miss you. And we could call a friend and be like, yo, can you just knock this out for us? Because, you know, otherwise it take us 3 weeks to get it done, where it only take him 30 minutes.
Right.
So I understand and completely concur with what you're saying about having people within your realm of what you do that have other little specialties that can help you out. And that goes for artists too. Like, artists should use that kind of stuff. I do. Some people, like, I sing and I can rap, but sometimes it ain't for me to be on the record, like, or it's not for me to do a certain part. Like you saw, like with Lenny the other day in the studio, his voice suited that certain part so much better than my voice did. And I'm like, hey, you do it. Like, it takes a village to raise a child. I learned that. Like, come on. But these parts,
it does.
Yeah. So, you know,
Well, I'm so glad that I had a chance to talk to you and, you know, have you come on my live chat.
I'm grateful
and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm grateful for it. You know, eight told me you was dope, and when we met, the energy was dope and the vibe was good, and you know, you delivered without us even asking. So I like,
got it.
We like proactive people.
Yeah, and I do too. I'm proactive. I like people that's serious with what they do, because I'm very serious with what I do.
Right.
So definitely. You know, I know this is not the last time we're going to be talking, because we're going to probably see each other, do some business and all kinds of stuff soon.
Absolutely.
And I am just so thankful that you were able to come up here and speak to the guests and have everybody listen. You gave some great advice to them.
I'm grateful.
I see all of them.
Thank you.
I see my part Swayze.
What's up, bro? I'm so grateful and for you having me, and for the hospitality and the love and the blessings that you showed us. And we gotta link up soon, definitely.
Definitely. I'm gonna be in touch. I'll be calling you soon. And next time you're in Miami, just look me up. I'm gonna be coming to your town soon, one day.
For sure.
Real soon. And I'm looking forward to, I'll be speaking to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Destiny Music Group live in Miami Beach.
Thank y'all.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.